It's October 2015, a chilly autumn day. John Brennan receives a strange phone call. He hesitates but then picks up. If Brennan weren't the head of the CIA, it might seem like a prank call. However, this moment is part of a larger conspiracy involving identity theft, harassment of government officials, and cyberterrorism. The caller will pay dearly for this act of trellis. Across the Atlantic in the West Midlands of England, a 15-year-old kid named Crack is in his room. Phone in hand, astonished by what he just did. High on weed, he leads Cracks with attitude, a group that has terrorized the U.S. security apparatus, leaking data of police officers, FBI agents, and DOJ officials. They've delivered top-secret documents to Julian Assange and have been behind many acts attributed to Anonymous. In 2008 in Virginia, a teenager named Default loves soccer, video games, and his dog. It clashes with his government worker father. Default starts cheating in video games, igniting his passion for hacking. He learns about computers and hacking during an exciting time where Anonymous is at its peak. Default gets involved in their secret chats, witnessing their actions. Anonymous, the online vigilant group, is known for hacking companies and governments. Young Default is fascinated by their spirit of freedom through chaos. He starts hacking random websites, but soon finds Anonymous internal issues, infighting, arrests, and lack of trust. Default joins AnonSec, an offshoot group conducting hacking operations for various purposes. Default explores AnonSec's bot, gaining control over a Canadian medical school server. He finds records of students owing the school $9.4 million and deletes them all, feeling a rush from his perceived good deed. This is from the podcast Darknet Diaries featuring Default. This story raises questions about the deleted debt, but usually, student loans have multiple backups. Despite Incogni's effort, data might still linger online. By trying Incogni, you support our channel. Default's hacks evolve, motivated by altruism. He and other Anon hackers support animal rights movements, taking down websites promoting animal abuse. A bold move. The Denmark government's website was defaced with a shocking message. Did you know that your government allows bestiality? The message exposed the existence of bestiality dens where people could pay to abuse animals, often people's pets. This sparked outrage and led to the shutdown of bestiality websites through DDoS attacks, with evidence of animal abuse shared widely online. The revelations were globally condemned, and Anonymous received credit for the exposure, despite annoying the original hacker group Default. However, the awareness raised by these actions contributed to Denmark banning bestiality in April 2015. As Default leveled up as a hacker, he also became an early adopter of cryptocurrency, amassing over 1,000 bitcoins, worth around $40 million today. Paranoid about his powerful enemies, he practiced extreme operational security, never logging into his own Wi-Fi and using encrypted devices. Despite these precautions, he couldn't fully escape the risks. Meanwhile, in May 2013, Edward Snowden, a 29-year-old U.S. intelligence contractor, faced his own moral dilemma. Living in Honolulu with a loving girlfriend and a high salary, Snowden discovered that the U.S. government could spy on anyone using a computer. Disturbed by this violation of civil rights, he decided to expose the truth, knowing it could cost him his freedom. Claiming medical leave, he fled to Hong Kong, where he met journalists and revealed the extent of government surveillance, becoming one of the most significant whistleblowers in modern history. Snowden's revelations sparked a global debate about privacy versus security and inspired hackers like Default to challenge government surveillance. In England, a 15-year-old hacker named Kraka, angry about U.S. foreign policy and corruption, founded Crackers with Attitude. He targeted high-ranking officials, starting with James Clapper, the National Intelligence Director. Using simple online searches, Kraka hacked into Clapper's email, redirecting his phone calls to the Free Palestine movement. This act caught Default's attention, leading to a collaboration to target more intelligence officials, including CIA Director John Brennan. By exploiting online information, Kraka and Default infiltrated Brennan's accounts. Spam called him and made him fear for his security, proving that even powerful officials were vulnerable. In October 2015, Kraka breached CIA Director John Brennan's email, gaining access to sensitive documents, including Brennan's 47-page SF-86 application, which detailed his criminal history, psychological records, and past drug abuse. Kraka first posted screenshots on Twitter, and spurred by an associate known as Default, decided to share the documents with WikiLeaks. Julian Assange published them, including Bush-era recommendations for Middle East policy and internal congressional correspondence on interrogation methods. The breach cost the CIA $1.5 million in damages and relocation costs as several operatives went into hiding. It was a major embarrassment for the agency, especially since hacking into Brennan's email was surprisingly easy. The hackers, emboldened by their success, continued their spree, gaining access to FBI Deputy Director Mark Giuliano's account, revealing personal information of 9,000 DOJ officials and 20,000 FBI agents. As the hacking continued, Cra realized the gravity of his actions, fearing severe consequences. Default, meanwhile, became paranoid and eventually made a critical mistake, drunkenly boasting about their exploits to a friend. This friend likely turned him in, leading to an FBI raid. Default's equipment was seized, including a hard drive with nearly 1,000 Bitcoin. Cra was also raided by British police and faced a lenient sentence, spending 2 years in juvenile detention. Default received a harsher penalty: 5 years in federal prison, $145,000 in restitution, and time in solitary confinement. Both Cra and Default realized the error of their ways, with Cra seeking a career in cybersecurity and Default regretting his actions in court. Their story serves as a cautionary tale about the severe consequences of hacking, highlighting the lasting impact such actions can have on one's life. In December 2023, the Biden administration renewed a controversial surveillance program, reminding us of the persistent issues of privacy and government overreach.